Justin, you down to host this pig?
I can.
All right.
He did a great job last week. Let's go.
And we're going to get into the 3A Flames Toys discussion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. All right. In 5, 4.
Hold on, what episode is this?
Hey, fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news.
It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shardouts.
A to B.
Uncut. Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back? My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 285. It's a lot of episodes for some people.
Yay.
Anyway, we are the usual cast of characters minus one, Robert Detox. And, do we need introductions? Let's do introductions. Starting from my left. Just kidding, I don't know if he's from my left, but Greg for Mercy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yay! It's Greg.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good.
There's a whole lot of Star Trek Deep Space Nine that I didn't know existed. As an experiment, I started it on episode 1 because I wanted to catch. I remembered something and I wanted to watch one episode, so I played the episode, and it's been going nonstop on Hulu since we were done with the show last week. Actually, excuse me, since Wednesday, and it just now hit the last season. So that's a whole lot of fucking nerd shit.
That is a lot. Yeah.
They should have conventions for that stuff.
You would think.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they don't popularize that whole thing.
They could make so much money doing that. And even Star Wars should do a convention once in a while.
I thought about that, and I just don't feel like the fandom's big enough.
That is true. It is hurting. It is hurting.
And as you can tell, joining me from my center is one Matthew Deluxe Baldwin.
Hey there, everybody. I'm good. I'm glad everybody's here except for Robert. He is throwing up right now, so.
Robert excuse face, am I right?
I know. 2 weeks in a row.
Goddamn Robert. And finally, last and certainly not least, the one and only Mr. Bobby Skullface. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. And I don't want to say it's aliens, but I just want to say that Robert D hasn't been on since I embarrassed his ridiculous argument a couple weeks ago. He hasn't been on the same show with me.
I don't know about that.
I feel like it's possible. We can't eliminate any possibility. So
he don't want to show his face around them.
yeah.
It's fine.
So and that's it. Like I said, Robert has an excuse for everything these days, so Robert may or may not join the show. He hasn't been on long enough that I think we should charge him. We're trying to figure out why we can't monetize our YouTube, but we should just monetize our Robert tube, right? It's about time to re-up that subscription, Robert.
$250.
Buy this show some fucking time.
I know. Send him a bill or something.
Can Shattercast last longer than third party? It remains to be seen.
Yep, we'll see. So, there's that. And I guess we'll go back right around same order, starting with my left, the Greg for Mercy. What did you get for this week?
I got the NECA Armored Assassin Predator, which is the 12-inch tall one from that horrible new movie. And for an armored
recently,
armored assassin, he's pretty nude. You saw it? Did you enjoy it?
I did not. I
did not.
I was disappointed in it because I'd seen some things and people were like, yeah, it was fun, and then I watched it, I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah. It's like if Michael Bay made a Predator movie.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Explosions.
One came to drop off Iron Man armor, and one came to take autism back to the home world.
Yeah.
And then I got the 3A Deluxe Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, which, I pre-ordered the Prime. No BBTS. I don't know if I'm going to keep the pre-order or not, but I want to slip that one in just in case.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. I paid a lot more for a lot less. A lot less.
That's a good way to put it.
It's good times. Matthew, what did you get this week?
Man, I only got one thing. I got in today. I got the Seige green light. It's that Fimbot that everybody's trying to get, I guess, because you have to be a Amazon Prime holder or whatever, or shareholder or something.
Is there really that few people online that are Amazon Prime holders?
Yeah, it's a few, just a few. I got her in today, so I'm gonna have to take a look at her later on. And I think that's all I got this week. It's been a slow week. I can't find anything.
It'd be pretty nice if they offered a no questions asked 30-day free trial to Prime once in a while, so people could get these exclusives they're always complaining about.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Is this the first Transformer exclusive they've had for Amazon Prime?
No, they've had other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, they. One of the first ones I can think of is actually the movie. I don't know, whatever. I'm not sure if it was the same name. The Sludge from, like, they did the SDCC, like Chrome version, and then like Amazon had their own Sludge that kind of went with it, which was nice.
Yeah, it's just that nobody really knows this because everyone has Prime. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's also true.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good. My wife got it, so that's all.
Not for nothing. Prime is worth its weight in gold.
Oh, it is. So. Yeah. I have most definitely, like, because, like, okay, so I mean, let's be fair here.
Yeah, let's do
Amazon's made me a lazy shit. Yep. You know, I'm like, I could go to Home Depot and buy that. I'm like, or I could just wait till tomorrow. It's fine. You know.
Yeah, they shut that shit out fast. But no, you know what the funny thing is? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But the box that came in, I saw this on Facebook. Someone actually slapped a sticker, like a shipping notice, on the box itself. On this.
Oh yeah, that happens to us all the time. Especially like we order kids diapers. Yeah.
They just sent it to them like that. And I was like, man, I got it in a box. You know, look, I got mine in a Prime box. I mean, I open my stuff anyways, but I mean, that's kind of, come on now, that's kind of trashy. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't expect any more than that on some things. I mean, as long as it's not a box that I would keep, which, you know, are few and far between anymore. Mm-hmm. Well, what do I care? So.
That's true.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there's that. Bobby, what'd you get this week or get a chance to take a look at?
I got the opportunity to take a look at, well, let me just start at the tippy top. I got the Black Series Wave, the Padme, Holdo, Mace, Solo, that wave. I got the Target exclusive Black Series Luke Skywalker. I got the Galaxy's Edge Smuggler's Run exclusive set, courtesy of Calum. 2 of the 3 sets I passed on the third. I got the Smuggler's Run and then the Droid Depot sets. I had the opportunity to take a look at the Iron Factory, Kaon and Voss. Opportunity to take a look at the Magic Square Light of Freedom metallic version. MP Collector, for better or worse, gave me the Moss Toys stack. I received myself the X-Transbots Dead End and Drag Strip. And I got Hot Toys Aquaman. I got Mafex Reja Ghul, courtesy of Japan, from Joe's Voyage, for about $30 shy of what you'd pay in the States, which was nice. He went on a fucking scavenger hunt for that thing. Like, it was like $85 in America plus shipping. So you're going to pay like $95 for it. And he found it over there for like 70 something. And I was like, that's pretty good. If you can't find it for any less, go ahead and grab that one when you get a chance. But I really want this thing in the 60s. And he ended up finding it for $66 somewhere. So he bought it.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I got SH Figuarts War Machine. I had the opportunity to take a look at the 3A Bumblebee. I got the Marvel Legends Magneto, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver Amazon set. I got the Black Series BT1, the Black Series Dr. Aphra, courtesy.
Come down there, Matt Baldwin.
I know this was but I haven't been on in a minute, but
I know.
But I had it was Tyler F. Peanut got me the BT1, and I got the Dr. Aphra from Amazon, oddly enough, but they didn't have the rest of the wave in stock yet. And then I got Hot Toys Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 3, and I got Sideshow Premium Format Quarter Scale Han and Leia.
Well, that's a good $1,000-some-odd worth of toys.
Yep. You remember when you remember I was on this show where I was like, I just dropped $1,000. Yep, that was it finally, the rooster finally came home to roost, as it were.
Nice.
This hobby, man, it's expensive.
I know, man. God dang. Hey, Justin, what'd you get, man?
I'm glad you asked. Well, I got a bunch of technology trouble. Apparently my laptop is primed to explode because of whatever battery Apple decided to use. So they're like, why don't you bring that in? I'm like, okay. And I was like, will I get my laptop? It's like, oh, no, we're going to have to send that thing out. So that'll be back in a week and a half to 2 weeks, they said. So there's that. And my camera, because I went ahead and filmed a review, decided to die in the middle of filming said review. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? The other camera didn't even want to take pictures for a little while. I just think that was a low battery, but the other one was plugged into the wall and has no excuse and just doesn't turn on anymore. So I got a new camera. So that'll hopefully, we'll see how that goes. Results will not be seen this week because there was 2 videos filmed last week, and you'll have to wait. And for toys, I got the Magic Square Light of Justice, or whatever their Legends Prime was. I was really hoping Robert was going to be here because I feel like I have the unpopular opinion. Like, I like it, but I don't love it, you know?
I can't wait to get mine sometime this week.
I'll be interested to see what you think. Do you have the, and as I say, it's obligatory, you have to say, Hot Soldiers. Do you have that one? I feel like you can't say it any other way.
I play that during my review because I have the sound wave and I go, Hot Soldiers.
Yeah.
I do not have the Prime. I heard it was pretty good.
It is really good. I like it. I like it way better than the Magic Square.
I didn't go in for it, but I'm waiting for I've seen the Magic Squares has some issues, and I'm just waiting for mine to come in. It's at customs for some fucking.
Yeah. I want to, when I do the review, I want to do the review on both of them, obviously, but I think I'm going to do Magic Square first, and then I'll do the Hot Soldiers to compare it with Magic Square, but like everyone's like, oh, the Hot Soldiers, the trailer's too long. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, if you look at a real semi-truck, it is not too long, you can fit 2.5 of the, New Age / Magic Square cars in there,
Nice.
You can fit 1 in the Magic Square Prime, and it's not wide enough for, I'm pretty sure, the Magic Square scale, which to me is like a big no-no. Your Prime needs to be able to fit your cars, right? Mm-hmm. So why you would do that is beyond me. Yeah,
it does look good. It does look good. The Hot Soldier one, I've looked at, and everything. I've thought about getting it. It's not too expensive either.
No, so. It's like cheap as dirt comparatively. So. Mm-hmm. They're both good, and I like the Magic Square one. Don't get me wrong at all. I'm not going to be selling it off, but there's definitely things that I think that Hot Soldiers did better. And
smoke stacks. Those smoke stacks are trash.
The other thing is, and this is all your sense. Oh yeah, the smokestacks are super trash. But this is all your sensibilities. I don't Robert's not Mech Fans Toys person, but if you have the Mech Fans Toys scale Dinobots because they're bigger. Hot Soldiers all the way. If you are doing the DX9 originals, then the Hot Soldier or the Magic Square one will work with it. He's still kind of too big for it, but yeah, the Hot Soldiers one is the same size, if not bigger, than the DX9 Grimlock in robot mode. So there's consideration there, but
Legends all over the place, man. They're just. You're having to mix mash. You can mix mash with New Age and Magic Square and Mech Fans Toys and everything. It's just there's so much Legend stuff out now. It's just
there is.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Are you just doing Legend reviews now? Or are you going to do MP also?
Oh, I'm going to do anything that I want to. That is not a complete hassle. You will never see Fans Toys 6-shot on my channel because that's just way too much.
I didn't
like
either.
if I put it on the channel, there would be 0 transformation because it's just too much stuff to do, and that means that like it's like a 3-hour video that I'm trying to edit into something that's somewhat fun to watch, and like, no, I can't do that. Yeah, so if it's not something I enjoy reviewing, you're not going to see it. So
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the intros and such, right? We got everything. So let's move on to some Legends things because Legends are all that we do anymore.
That's all that they make anymore.
So New Age has released 2 pictures here. They have what I would like to call Masterpiece Jazz, and they have G2 Jazz. So let's start with the Masterpiece Jazz here. And this is the one. They've given him translucent windows versus painted windows. He has all the racing stripes, the numbers. Does he even have the real logo? He does. How did they do that?
It's called Chinese.
Yeah, they don't care, right?
It's called Ancient Chinese Secret.
Yeah, so he has Shell, Bosch, Dunlop, Martini. They don't get Chinese.
Did you notice how they didn't reveal this until the very last first version of Jazz sold out of the last retailer?
Yep. That did not go unnoticed by me because if I was only picking one Jazz up, it would have been this one. Not the one I have, but...
Got him!
Yeah, they did. Because for sure, I got to go back in and get this one too.
It looks good, but I'm...
This looks
Come
great.
on, New Age. I need some new molds, man. God dang, you've done this one 13 times. I need some new stuff, man.
I will say it does feel a little bit off-putting that, you've done Jazz, you've done Stepper, you've done that crazy
Shockwave.
alternator Shockwave. Like, it's time for you to start putting out some new molds. But
money grabbing repaints.
Yeah.
Fucking Takara.
TFCon is coming up in Toronto for next month, so I'm hoping they show some new stuff.
Yeah, I think this is pretty interesting. I guess the whole roof is going to be clear plastic. I can't see that you would just do some extra pieces to fit into a new roof. So hopefully it doesn't have any structural issues on rotating, but I don't think it would be a big deal. Let's go to their second one, shall we? This is their G2 Jazz.
This one is this one's the real reach.
Balls, man.
If you notice what it says on the front and on the back.
I got some cojones. I think it looks good. I mean, it's G2 Jazz, but once again,
saying Autobot, I didn't even notice that until now. That's pretty crazy.
No,
I like that shit, man. Go hard. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Just enough's enough. Fuck them.
It's true. Then they can come out next time. Name Old Age.
Let's bring this plane down in a fucking fiery crash.
Yeah.
Let's just go for it now.
I wonder.
I'm sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say, I wonder if Robert would consider this a knockoff because with those markings, it's clearly intended to defraud the consumer, make them think they're buying a product that they're not when they're actually buying a cheap imitation.
We know how Robert feels about that. So the only thing about this one, I don't think that this one works as well. I think in vehicle mode, it's fine. It's an awful lot of white. I cannot stand the way it transforms with like just a tiny bit of that like music note 1 decal on his chest. I think it's really stupid.
Yeah. I could just see, they put the Jazz on. I could just see some. I remember those movies where you got the nerd with all the computers around him and everything, and then the FBI busts in and they're trying to, microwave all the, discs and everything, all that stuff. I could see them just having all the paperwork and everything all spread out and everything. Then Takara busts in. They're trying to destroy everything. It says Jazz or something.
Except instead of microwaving the paperwork, they've all got hot pockets going.
Yeah. Just. Get to get to the ships. They're coming. But
I was thinking about this because, and I still have mine. I haven't opened it, but like when I think the reason I'm spoiled on this and the reason the G2 thing doesn't look so good to me is because like you got the Make Toys one, which like they do that trickery, and when I transform it, that symbol's still intact. for the most part, So I don't know.
Yeah, this is unfortunate that this is even a thing because I like the G2 Jazz. Like something about it, just like it's like a baby nursery color scheme, but I like it. But it sticks out from unless you have a G2 collection, it sticks out from like anywhere you put it. I mean, if I was a jazz collector or if I had my own G2, like I said, thing going on, but because I always end up buying them because I like them, then I always end up getting rid of them because they just stick out. Which I guess if I just kept all my G2 Jazz decos, eventually I would have a G2 Jazz shelf and it'd be fine. But, logic.
Well, I can say as a jazz collector, unfortunately, I'm not interested in this. So
I'm getting them all because I'm stupid.
All right, well, let's move on from that and let's see what's now. Oh, that's all the third-party news.
Damn.
Wow. This is a shit show, isn't it?
We don't even have any questions. Spoilers.
Okay, so Seige Omega Supreme apparently can already be found at Ollie's. I don't think that's actually a true statement, but I mean, it might as well be.
Oh, that shit was funny. Yeah, they photoshopped Dust and all them at the Toy Con.
He said he got that shit for $11.
That's crazy.
11.
I wouldn't I have no interest in it, and if I saw it for $11, I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go see. You're
not interested in this? Oh, man.
No. You know what's sad? If I saw it for $11, I still probably be like, I don't know.
Hey, you know what, Bobby? If you bought it for $11, it probably could make its $11 back in YouTube revenue.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, fuck
I would definitely grab it for $11.
No, I mean it's the smart choice. There's no doubt about it. It's the smart choice. I'm just saying, I'd have to have you on my shoulder to tell me it would make the 11 back in order to do it.
Yeah, I understand that.
I can't believe I'm knocking this, man. I'm getting rid of my Fans Toys one, man. This is taking over for Fans Toys.
Man, fuck that DX9.
Yeah, fuck that DX9 one too, man. This was good. I don't care. This one looks good. I love it. I can't wait to get it.
So who's the little red character?
That's Countdown. Because, in that one episode. I'm just kidding. He wasn't in the episode. But yeah, he's called Countdown. He's the little...
Oh, that's supposed to be Countdown? Okay.
So, I'm happy. I
mean, for a Hasbro toy, it looks decent, Yeah. I mean, I really don't have anything bad to say. I do think that this particular line, the Titans from Hasbro, have, for the most part, been pretty successful. I'll say he has a pretty narrow rocket, but... I
mean, that's a schlong right there.
Yeah. Long and slender. So...
Like does he come with
stand. Does he come with these flame effects? I guess presumably, so you could kind of make it look like the rocket's blasting off.
Yeah, it comes with 3 different options, I think, for various ports.
For some reason,
that's good. You can plug it into the end of the rocket, so you can make it look like his rocket's blasting off.
For some reason, my wife saw the alt mode and she got a little excited.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I don't know. It looks interesting." I'm like, okay.
Did you note with her it's a little bit pointy? She better be careful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I forgot. I didn't understand.
Bobby.
Bobby forgot.
I thought you had finally indoctrinated her. I'm an idiot. My B.
That was the best thing I've heard all night, and we've only been podcasting for 30 minutes. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that that's probably it for tonight.
Good honor. Look at that little track, Mac.
I'm not responsible for titling this episode, but I just feel like there's some kind of gold there.
Look, you know what? Don't get a tank for that. Just walk it. You just gotta walk it. Just get outside. You do a lap. It's about 20 minutes. It's like a 20-minute lap. Get some exercise. You don't need a tank for that. You don't need to go around in a little shuttle for that. Just take the walk.
I'm sure some third party will make some tracks for it or something.
You earned it. Have yourself a little ranch with that chicken wing and take that walk.
Mm. Meanwhile, Lisa's like, so I heard you're getting rid of the fan toys. I can have it now? Okay.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that crappy
she wants that. She wants that fatter one. God bless.
You gotta love the fatter one, man. She's not here either, so I can talk like this.
All right. Well, let us move on. Are we done with this? Everyone done?
I think it looks good though.
Yeah, it does. It's fine. It's fine for what it is. I'd like the little opening part of the tank that you can store something in. I think it's cool. It's a nice little touch.
They gave him rockers.
Rocks.
They're giving everybody. This line is turning out to be one of the better lines that Hasbro's been out in a long time, to be honest.
I mean, I haven't seen. Have we? I guess Triptychon had rockers, to be fair, but I mean, these are pretty extreme from the looks of it. Like they look.
I wonder what the picture 3 is it posed on. I think
little diorama,
I'm interested in that.
Little Crashbox custom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
just a custom.
Yeah, that's a piece of that same shit they had at Toy whatever the
Toy
New York
Fair
thing last year. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on then. If everyone's sufficiently satisfied, Lisa.
She is.
Lisa, satisfied.
She's always satisfied.
Seige is making Apeface and his pals. I don't know who his pals are, but it's Apeface's pals. Okay. Oh, I saw this one on Facebook earlier today where someone said, here comes Astro Train. Too late, fans. So actually, I think it was Justin C. And he's probably being facetious, but there's somebody out there who's like, here it comes, you know?
At least it's coming out. You know, we know that for sure. So.
Yeah. So we got Astro Train, we've got Apeface. Is there a Snapdragon?
Nope.
No, not yet. I'm sure they will.
Spinister and Crosshairs.
Man, they doubled back on that Astro Train pretty quick.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? The first one was kind of crappy.
This one's garbage.
This one's similarly kind of crappy, but it's less crappy than that one.
It's later class too. Which I'm kind of interested if the later classes they've done so far, like Ultra Magnus and Shockwave and the Prime, they've had the little robots inside of it like a shell or something. I wonder if they're going to do him that way also. I hope they don't. I hope they just leave it as he is. But I'm wondering if they are going to do that with Astro Train. I love the weathering, that smoke effect on his legs and everything. I think that's really good.
It does look good. That does look good.
I hope it looks good like that in toy mode. I know this is drawing and everything, or not a drawing, but a render or something. I don't know what they're called.
Render.
What am I? What am I? Shit. But it does look good. I love that smoke effect. I think it looks like kind of the stuff that the Bee does on 3.8. I think it looks really nice.
Let's hold our horses a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Just hold on to
that.
Put the leash on that dog and just walk him home for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does look good for that.
And it looks good on the feet of the fucking Crosshairs as well.
Yeah, I like Crosshairs. I think that's a good mold for him. A lot of people were saying this is going to be the weaker one out of the 4. I love the head sculpt, and I think the G1 was kind of a vanish kind of thing. It was like a Cybertronian band thing. So I think this mold is good. The flaps on the legs are going to be shitty as usual. I hope they fix them, but they're probably not going to. But I love that. I love the mold, and I love that weapon he has too. So I think it's a good mold for Crosshairs.
And the Spinster, it's nice to see another getting his props, another scavenger.
Mm-hmm.
Junior Target Master.
Well, I'm not so much interested in that.
I can't wait till he gets repainted as Alpha Bravo.
I can't wait. I hope he does. I think there's a new mold too. I think the Spinister is a new mold, and so is Apeface.
I feel like you can't make Apeface as not a new mold. My question is, how are they going to repaint it? I already see it. It's going to be some Headmaster Optimus Primal. Oh, I'm sorry. You had to take that call right now.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Matthew, I heard you talking about me.
Put us on speaker. Who is it? He muted.
You want to tell everybody hi? Hold on a second. You don't want to tell everybody hi? Okay, let me mute.
Ask her about Omega Supreme. How's she feel about Omega Supreme? Does she like the fan toys or the Siege one?
I can tell you, my wife would be more interested in the fans' toys.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, this is getting awkward because, Robert's not talking. That makes it a better show sometimes. Not usually. Robert has a lot to offer.
I miss that dude, man.
I do too. You know, I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him for like 3 weeks. Like he's hit me up on IM.
Well, you have to understand. You have to understand, Justin. Lisa is studying for a big test, and Lisa has many prerequisites for what makes her an effective studier. So, for instance, she needs to be free of the kids to be able to study, which makes sense to me, because like I think you even understand what I'm saying. Like a father can be present, and the kid will still bug the mother for shit and leave the father alone.
So funny story. We were sitting there. We were in the house. My wife is changing our daughter, and my son's like, "Mommy, water." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm standing right here. I can get you water." And she's like, "Do you want Daddy to get you water?" He's like, "No."
Yeah, yeah, dude. The same thing here. You know, so I understand. So I get it, right? I understand wanting that peace in order to study. Simultaneously, though, she cannot have the kids too far away, or that's also distracting.
That is distracting
for her studying. They're too far away. So she needs like it's a very complicated balance of both close and far.
I feel like that's fair.
In order to be efficient. And so there's all of that going on. On top of that, he's got look, we all understand, health and, sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. That's the nature of the beast.
He's got quite possibly the worst cold.
He's got maybe the worst cold that's ever hit humanity.
You need to relax, man.
It's being labeled as the chicken cold.
That's what I've heard.
I miss him too, but come on now.
It's the chicken cold.
Something about the Black Death cold. I don't know. I'm not sure.
He had a good time last night. He just had too much of a good time.
I know.
Okay.
I don't understand why he's snorting liquor. It just doesn't make sense to me.
They were thinking about calling it the swine cold, but they thought that might be a little overstatement, and then they were going to go with bird cold, but then they went with chicken cold. And he's got the chicken.
Could be E. coli. Could be that.
No.
Well, if he just ate his vegetables instead of turning his nose up and going, every time someone
He needs to drink some orange juice. He needs to drink lots of orange juice. That helps a lot.
All right. Well, Matt's back. Do you have anything else to do about these Seige Apeface and friends?
I'm good. I'm getting them. Y'all know that. But
this will probably be a TV show sometime. Seige Apeface and friends. Kind of like spin off of Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man. I don't know. All right, let's move on.
We're done.
No, we're not done, Matt. I know that you don't want to talk about any Hasbro-related news because you're a big third-party guy.
I am. I'm a big Transformer guy.
We have the Last Night Bumblebee statue from Damtoys. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it.
They have to still be selling these things to make them as frequent as they do, but who the fuck is buying them? Like, who is still sitting there waiting on the perfect Bumblebee the Last Night? That was what? When did that movie come out? 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Who is still sitting there waiting?
Matthew Deluxe.
Well, I think
Baldwin.
Well, dude, did you talk about the Skywarp last week?
Matt shared that he's getting it.
No, I'm getting Thundercracker soon. Skywarp is not until December.
I know, but did you talk about making that order?
Oh no, I didn't talk about.
No, he just posted a screenshot of the order.
Dude, you're getting ready to be in. You're gonna start your own elite group. It's just gonna be you.
It's $1,200 on fucking statues, man.
But how do you? But it's shit's rewarding, man. Like I just got two.
I know.
It's shit. Yes. That's the thing is it comes to about appreciating the different things for the different things. Like I can get a figure, I can get a Legends class figure or a Masterpiece figure, and appreciate the little things about it that make it. But simultaneously, I can also get the fucking quarter scale statue and be like, fuck, this thing is beautiful. And yes, it doesn't transform. And yes, it doesn't articulate. But it looks amazing. And the craftsmanship that goes into it is so amazing. And It's just about like
the details.
It's about appreciating a square for being a square and a circle for being a circle. Like,
yeah. Dude, I've gotten so many compliments about my reviews. I have it in my background, and they're just like, "Fuck, dude, that Starscream statue is just fucking beautiful."
Did you do a review of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I gotta watch that.
I have it in my background too. Since I've had it, I put it in my background, and I've had a lot of people say, "Man, that's a beautiful statue."
I've been meaning to watch it to see if you did it. But yeah, dude, the shit's fucking. It's a game changer. Like, and it doesn't have to take the place of anything. It's just something else. It's just something else to fucking appreciate. No. Like, I don't know, man. I hate the stigma attached to that within this community.
I don't like it if it doesn't Transformers, it's not a Transformer. What? No, I mean Transformers is a name brand.
No,
you had Action Masters, you had statues and everything. You can appreciate it for what it is.
And look, let me walk my dog back a little bit too, because at one time I felt the same way because I was getting a much more rewarding kind of return on my investment in regard to figures. And it took me a while to come back to appreciate statues, but it's just like a growth, and you expand your scope and you start to, people always say I compare it to food or sex, but same thing. Like you're not big on beef, right? But you have some tacos and you're like, yeah, these are pretty good. And then before you know it, you're eating filet and you're like, man, this is good too. And it doesn't mean that you don't like chicken any less or you don't like turkey any less. It's just, an appreciation of something different that does a different thing and serves a different purpose.
No. I want my Transformers to transform. That's fine. But I can, like you just said, I can appreciate that statue or, something that's beautiful and that took a lot of work to make and a lot of love went into it. I appreciate that. But, I will take a Transformer. I just love Transformers. And any representation of a Transformer I want to get, and especially a Starscream, and this thing is just beautiful. It's a centerpiece. When you walk in, that's something, it just draws people's eyes to it, your eyes to it. And it's a beautiful thing, but I still appreciate a good Transformer also. So,
So you in on the statue, Matt?
It's beautiful. I love how they got the shockwave head down there on the bottom with the light up feature and everything. I mean, no, I'm not going to get it, but it's a beautiful piece, but like Greg said, who's won another Bumblebee Last Night statue?
Let me ask you this. If 3A doubled back and made this particular Bumblebee as they did their current Bumblebee, would you be in?
Yes. I would be on for that one because you can pose it and move, and actually mess around with it.
Okay.
So yes, I would be with that.
Okay. Well, that's the news. Yes. So we have a discussion this week.
What?
Brought to you by yours truly, and Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, and everybody who needs to be here is here. And it's kind of good that Robert's not, because then people can.
Oh, come on.
No. I only say that because Robert actually would have nothing really to put in. I mean,
I think he has the flame toy stuff.
That's true.
I'll be right back while you set this up. I wish he was here. I really wish he was here. While you set this up, Justin, I'll be right back.
I know.
Anyway, he could appreciate what the 3A stuff is because he loves flames toys. So
I think so. I think so.
Some good stuff.
So let me preface this and say that I have no experience on either of these brands, 3A or Flames Toys, except from watching my favorite reviewers, my friends, And when I watch these reviews, I think, wow, that 3A or that Flames Toys Drift and Tarn looks pretty goddamn amazing. And then I see the 3A Bumblebee and I go, that looks pretty damn amazing at like a third of the cost. And then it got me thinking, is 3A, like what about it? What, if anything, is like cheaper on the 3A stuff that they can produce it for less than that? Or what's so substantially better about the Flames Toys ones that they warrant the bigger price tag? Or is Flames Toys just ripping you off? And I think everybody here has at least messed with 3A Bumblebee, except for me. And Greg, did you ever mess with one of the Flames toys?
No.
Yeah, so Matt and Bobby have messed with the Flames toys, so it's kind of, it's on you two guys to kind of qualify this.
How do you feel, Matt?
Go.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good question you asked. Why is it so much cheaper than Flames toys? I really cannot answer that because I think it is on par with the Flames toys. I would put this up. Not everything, but I think it could run up against Drift, especially Tarn. Maybe a different story, but I think, it could actually, compete with that Drift and everything. It's got a good weight. Some of the details in it are just fascinating. The bee, I haven't put it down. Ever since I've gotten it, I've messed around with it. I finally got some batteries to light up the eyes and everything, and it just looks awesome. I can't wait to take some more pictures of it. The weight of it, the battle damage and everything is really put on well. He articulates, pretty good. There's issues with the hips. I wish they could do a little more. But other than that, I can't find any faults with it, man. The neck, the details, man. The knee band with that piston and everything is just beautiful. Mm-hmm. I mean, they put some love. I mean, the people that made this love Transformers. And it just shows.
Well, let's talk about. There's one glaring difference between the two for me, and that is like the elegance of the joint tolerances.
Okay, yeah, they are tight.
Okay, so you agree, right? They're not.
Yes.
It's not the same where like all the Flames toys tolerances feel like perfectly built.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm just making sure I'm not nuts. I'm just making sure I'm not nuts.
No, the 3A one, he is a little tight. I mean, it's not like tight like you. I think I'm gonna break it.
Correct.
But it is kind of. It's not as smooth.
Correct.
As the Flames.
Okay, so then otherwise we both agree that the sculpt, they're both obviously different, but they nail both their pockets left and right? We agree.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Paint is fantastic on both. We agree.
Mm-hmm.
Articulation is fantastic on both. We agree.
Yes.
Materials is fantastic on both. We agree.
Definitely.
Okay, so the joints, the hardware and stuff, we agree that there is a difference there, but that's not enough to justify $300, and on that we agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so
why is it so much cheaper then?
I don't know, dude, but
I can't answer that either. I don't really. Yeah.
So let's brainstorm, right?
On quick question.
What's
before
about it too?
Before brainstorming, do either of you still feel like you made a smart decision buying the Flames toys, or does it make you feel ripped off at all that there's like such a big price disparity between the two?
That's a good question.
Okay, go ahead, Matt. You take it first.
I think that's a good question.
I think it is too.
I don't think I'm ripped off. I kind of feel like I don't know what I could think. I mean, I'm happy with my purchase, but when if this would have never came out, then I would have never thought about that question about being ripped off. But now, as I look at this, and this is like I said, a third of the price, I'm just like, oh man, I don't know how you can justify paying $400 for that Tarn when I think he could have been sold for maybe $200 or something like that. So I don't know. Bobby, you answer it. I don't know. You'll probably answer it better than I can.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, like, here's the thing about worth, right? Like, to be fair, the only one I have was Tarn, and Tarn was gifted to me. So I don't really feel like I'm in a good spot to answer that question because I didn't shell out money for it.
Sure.
But had I shelled out money for it, I wouldn't have any regrets. I think that, like, worth comes down to just that, what it is worth to you. And I don't get the feeling that one company is like raking it over the coals. Like, I don't feel like 3A is turning 100% profit and Flames Toys is turning a 400% profit. I can't, like, there's too many fucking variables in the shit, right? Like, so the 3A doesn't have as much electronics as the Flames Toys, but I don't feel like that justifies a $300 markup either, right?
Let me also throw another variable that I don't know if anybody stopped to consider. 3A, or at least Transformers, I don't know if 3A would have to, had to deal with the Volkswagen license. Because that's the goddamn Volkswagen on the set.
Right.
And that, to me, like, as an outside perspective, like, how, like, I get better joints and I get light up options, but how the fuck is a company that's got to be, you know, like, I'm sure they had to, you know, run something by Volkswagen, you know, get a design approved or whatever. Like, how did they get away with doing that and still being cheaper? Like, I almost feel like I'd expect it to be the other way around.
Yeah, no, I hear you there, but like, dude, and honestly, like, I don't know, but some of the things I keep racking my brain over, right, is, 3A is an established company, so they're going to have revenue coming in from multiple different places. I'm imagining their business relationships are more established in certain places that might give them a little bit of leeway. They do a lot of like 1/6 stuff.
Yeah, they do.
That's obviously, you know, expensive. But Mickey had some of them, like these like ninja guys and everything, like these like anime looking fellas. But with Flames Toys, I'm like, I know they obviously have some sort of connection to the Sentinel folks that did like the Iron Man and all that. I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but it's not their first rodeo either, you know? But I'm imagining that, I would imagine, if I had to make a guess, is that it's two things. On one, 3A has better access to manufacturing at a better price. And two, that they might not be charged as much. Like the licensing fee, see, I don't know how all that shit breaks down. Like, I don't know if 3A is dealing directly with Hasbro or if it's more of a Paramount thing. And Flames Toys is dealing directly with Hasbro because it's a very, I can't imagine they'd be dealing with IDW. I think IDW supports, like, you know, it's your independent whatever. So like that money breakdown might be different, and I just don't know. Like if Paramount is fucking just taking this broad brush and saying like, yep, Hanes, I want you to make socks, and 3A, I want you to make a fucking high-end collectible, that cost might be different than Hasbro saying, like, it's on you to make this character.
Sure.
But that's,
I mean,
that's me pulling the
too.
straws. You know, I don't know.
What do you think about it, Greg? I know you just got them and everything. Alrighty.
Well, there's also like somebody made a comment on my. I brought it up because Justin had mentioned it to us in the chat, and somebody made a comment on my video that they were like, you know, you also have to imagine that the likeliness of 3A being able to sell a multitude of Bumblebees at $130 is going to be higher than Flames Toys selling a Tarn at $130, let alone $400.
That is a fair statement.
So it might be just a simple cost benefit thing that in order to recoup, Flames Toys has to charge more.
And yeah, I mean that's a good point. You know, because let's see how their Blitzwing does, because he's not a huge character like Bumblebee is. I know their Prime's going to probably do good because he's Prime. And I've seen people ask, what if they start doing G1 characters like this? And they're like, I think that would be awesome, to be honest.
So, Jisk and I have talked about this kind of at lengths. On one hand, I can see myself, like, if they were going to, if I had some sort of fucking almost written commitment, I can see myself running the whole Flames Toys line or the whole 3A line of G1 and getting rid of all my Masterpiece. Just because it would make kind of sense. But I could also see myself filling in. Like, if they did a Trailbreaker right now that just fucking sat there and looked the part, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna look at that shelf and be like, one of these doesn't transform. I'm gonna pick out which one it is.
Well, let me ask you about that. Well, I'm sorry, but would it be as detailed on a Trailbreaker? Because it is G1. If they're going to go G1 accurate, it would look kind of plain.
So see, that's the other thing is that like when you start talking about that price, like I feel better about spending that kind of money on a Flames Toys Tarn or a 3A Bumblebee because it's just a more intricate design.
Oh, just my 2 cents. I think it would look more truck and less plain, but that's just me.
That's a fair point. But just because it's like, I think it would be hard to justify the money on especially the $400 money on a very cartoon accurate one. But like if they did a $130 one and like spruced it up a little bit, like I wouldn't be mad at that. Not too much.
Yeah.
Don't go overboard. You don't go overboard. You find this happy medium. That kind of, in my opinion, the way that Takara kind of set the standard initially. Like, what would this truck look like if it transformed into a robot that looked like the cartoon?
Yeah. I don't think they could justify charging $400 for a Trailbreaker because I don't know what they could do to make it look like it's $400. Now, $130, yeah, I could see them doing it. But $400, you just have to put in a lot of details, and then you're taking that away. Like, well, it doesn't look like Trailbreaker anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could do it with some stuff, like
switchable hand.
Honestly, like a combiner. Like if they put out like a if they put out a Computron that was 20 inches tall, and like there's a lot of wiggle room there to make me spend for. I mean, I would have spent $500 on it had it came out individually by some fucking trash ass company, So what's to stop me from spending $400 on it if it looked the shit and came out, under a brand like that? But dude, it's kind of another topic that we might need to delve into at some point. Is like, what characters are we not going to get, and we just need to come to terms with that shit?
That's interesting thing to discuss.
I mean, it'll be a bunch of obscure, characters.
I would say it would start in season 3. I'd say we're pretty much going to get everything in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
I don't know if we're ever going to get a runabout or run amok.
Or a punch counterpunch. Or
definitely not getting
Deluxe Decepticons.
Well, no, not. I'm talking about just the cartoon shit.
Like, the cartoon show. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Like, I don't know if we're ever going to get a Computron. Like, I don't know if that's just in the cards.
I do want to see. I so badly want to see Fans Toys take a crack at those Deluxe Insecticons. I like their Insecticons so much. I'm like, come on.
I wouldn't mind Fans Hobby doing the Deluxe Insecticons.
I don't want them to do it because I feel like it wouldn't look right with my other Insecticons.
See, I think that Fans Toys is the one third party company that could really, really, really get away with it because
their own reputation.
Yeah, because of reputation. But like, I don't think that Fans Toys would do it. Because I think that they like, why would I spend money on doing Venom when I could still do fucking Blitzwing, right? Or Trailbreaker, exactly.
So you don't think we'll get a Computron at all from like a?
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying like I don't know. Like we haven't got a Defensor yet. Like what's the time? When's the end stamp on this shit? Because it's different now. It's not like it was, and I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore. Like. I feel like we got a better chance of getting an Abominus than we do a Computron just because dragons are cooler than fucking spaceships. Unless you're talking about the Falcon.
Yeah, fuck the Falcon. Whatever. No, I can see your point. But Zeta, it kind of hurt my feelings, kind of hurt my heart when they, got the trains coming out, the train bots and everything. I was really hoping they would do a Defensor because I think that would do a lot.
Well, see, that's one of those things that like really, it throws me off here. Like, why the train bots? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for that. But
oh yeah, me too. But
I don't get why one would pick Raiden over any of the G1, like the season, not even season 1, the
season 2.
Yeah, I don't even know how you would quantify the OG Transformers, not Headmasters.
Just the American G1.
Yeah, American G1. That's a fair way to quantify it.
I don't know who made that decision. Like, Defensor or Raiden.
I think it's a really bad choice.
Yeah. Like I'm in on Raiden. I just hope enough other people are in on it to make it worth their time. Because I don't know if that's the case.
So to back you up, Justin, I'm in on it pretty much purely to put money in their pockets to get a Defensor.
Something else. Yeah. There's no reason not to at this point. Like,
or a Computron.
Or something that, like, because, like, and I think that they're a little spooked. Like, I think Zeta's a little spooked because they're like, fuck, we figured out how to do it. And now everybody's copying. Other people are going to do it like we did it, and they're better at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, presumably, like, you do have your, probably one of the biggest names out there is stepping into that combiner ring, and they're like, hey, here's Motormaster.
And
let's invalidate.
And 100% followed their blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the T.
Yeah.
I think we got off the subject of Bumblebee. I want to hear what Greg thought of what he thinks of Bumblebee, to be honest.
I like Bumblebee. I was trying to talk, but like it took me 2 seconds to set up, and then you're like, all right, moving on. So
sorry. But yeah, I mean, I know you don't have any of the Flame Toy stuff, but would you put this up there, if you did
There's
have
nothing about any of the Flame Toy stuff that makes me want to spend that much money on it.
Gotcha.
This, I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I'm glad I did. I might get the Prime. I probably will get the Blitzwing. It's a nice little one-off piece. If nothing else, I'll put it on my fucking DVD shelf, and it can hold the Blu-ray or whatever.
Dude, I think that's nice. Like, I think there's great, like, kind of space for that kind of stuff. Like, if you just had the Prime and the Bumblebee and you use them as bookends to keep your fucking Transformer DVDs smashed up against the side of a cabinet, it's going to look great.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's a perfect representation of that Bumblebee movie.
100%.
I don't think I could find anything else that would. It's fun. I mean, like I said, I have not put him down, and he's just fun to mess around with. And he's got a good weight, man.
And you had to tell me, because you've messed with him obviously more than I have. I messed with him for a day. But I did find, like, that he that's one other thing I got to give Flames Toys, and I'm not sure if it's the design, I'm not sure what it is, but, like, I found that Bumblebee, the 3A one, it's great, but it lends itself to stoic poses much better than it does dynamic poses.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Whereas I feel like the Flames Toys lends itself to either. Like, that is something, there's, and I don't know if that is a company issue or if that's a character design issue, that the fucking car pieces on his hips and shit and all of that kind of get in the way. I'm not sure. I'm willing to admit that. But there is something to that.
Yeah, the hips are, like I said, I wish he was, could. There's the little piece, and I saw this on another video. If you could lift up, there's a little piece on his right. You could look at it, has like right in front of his hips and everything. I know you don't have it, but Greg does. There's a little piece that if you get it just right over the when you lift it up to do a kick, whatever. If you can get that little piece to go over the hip little thing. It can do a little better. It gets a better stance and everything. Like I was talking with Extra Zero, and he how he in the movie where he's talking to the girl and he's on his he's got his hands on his knees and everything. He can't really do that well. But if you kind of maneuver it in a different way, you can get him to do that a little bit better, a little better and everything. But and like you said, with the tolerances are kind of not as smooth as what the Flames Toys is. It's kind of kind of a bothersome to try to maneuver him sometimes and everything, but I don't know if that explained anything, but
no, I hear you.
But the historic, I could say, I mean, because I think for Bumblebee, I think a lot of people want him in a historic pose more than a dynamic pose, if that makes sense. No?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I know.
Did I say something?
I take back the naming of the episode. I think it should be historic pose.
He's got 1 foot up on a rock holding his musket.
I meant, you know what I meant.
I know what you mean.
Y'all, man.
Stoic pose.
Did I say? I said historic. I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. But anyway, stoic pose.
I love you.
Whatever.
I love you. You make my podcasting.
I'm quitting this week again.
Don't quit.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think that Bumblebee, especially Prime, also, I think people see Prime in that, that pose and not a dynamic pose. I mean, it's really cool that you can put them in dynamic poses, but I think people want to see Prime, standing with a foot on the rock, or a barrel with some Jack Daniels or something, and he just looks stoic. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some pictures online and some reviews of it that I don't know. I thought they did a pretty good dynamic pose with like flight stands and stuff to make it look like he's leaping off of something. And
yeah, I took a good one with the stand. I blacked out the stand, and it looks like he's doing a running thing. And when he's got the blaster on the side, I love that picture I took of it. And you can do that. I love the stand is really good. It's a basic plain stand. But it's pretty good.
I'll say I got a Saturday and I still haven't put. I swapped one of the hands out. I still haven't put the battle mask head or the blaster on, because every time I pick it up and mess with it like that, I just start fucking with it, and then I just never get the shit out of the box.
Yeah, dude. Once you pick it up, you just. He's right in front of me right now, and ever since we've been talking about him, I've just been posing him and just, man, he's just fun. It's just a fun little thing to play around with.
Let me ask you this question: is it the best Transformer figure that's come out this year?
Oh shit, dude. What has come out? I had to think. I mean, Fans Toys, Motor Mash will be up there.
That's the only thing I'd put in the same boxing match with it.
I would think so. Yeah, I think this would be my number one right now as far as
I would too.
Bots. Like I said, the Fans Toys Motor King or Motor Master.
That's the only thing I would put in the ring with it, but I still think it's overall better at what it's supposed to do. Like I think it's probably the best Transformer figure released this year.
But is that fair though? It doesn't transform. So you can put this. It's easier to do something like this.
Of course, it's easier to do, but that doesn't mean it's easy to do. Because I look at a lot of trash-ass figures that don't transform. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's fairly common to make a trash figure that doesn't transform. Look down the fucking aisle. And I'm not talking to you, man. I'm talking to listeners because I know they're typing the same things. I can just hear them clicking away. But like, go down the Walmart aisle. Go down the Target aisle. Look at all of the figures that don't transform that are fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And this is better. This is better than that in the same way that it's better than transforming figures. It's even better than the higher end transforming figures. It's just extremely well done. Does it have to face the same challenges? Of course not. That doesn't mean that it's not great. It doesn't mean that it's not better.
No. Like I said, whoever made this loves Transformers. They
100%.
They love Transformers. This is what they want to do. And I hope they do more, man. I want more from this company. 3A. This is my first 3A purchase, and I will be I will definitely get Blitzwing, and I will get Prime too, because it's a beautiful piece.
So, one final question to cap this discussion off a little. Are you, Matt? I don't know about you, Bobby, but I mean, I guess for you too, Bobby. But it would take 3A moving, in a different direction. Will you, or not 3A? Well, I guess both of them. But let me get to the point, Matt, are you gonna be more? Are you gonna question your purchases of Flames Toy stuff more if you think there's any potential that 3A could put it out?
Oh yeah, definitely. If 3A starts announcing more stuff other than the Bumblebee movie stuff, I'm in on them. I'm at the Flames Toy stuff. Like, I want that Star Saber, but now I'm just like, do I want a $400 Star Saber that bad? I'm like, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, but it's about aesthetics. And it's, I think it's also about the connection, like that Star Saber that I think Greg can attest to. That's a very specific Star Saber. And if you love that specific Star Saber, you're never going to find a better one.
Definitely.
I think the Leo Saber or the Victory Saber is less enticing because it doesn't have the same place in the fiction. But that Star Saber is dead to rights, that character, and that character in IDW is fascinating. It's not top tier fascinating, but it's a fascinating character. It's like this zealot, I guess is what I would call it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I want the Flames toy stuff. I love them and everything, but if let's say that 3A announced a Star Saber, I would get the 3A one probably, to be honest. That's just me. But they're still beautiful. I'm happy with what I got with Tarn and Drift. I may still get the Star Saber and everything because it's a beautiful piece. It looks wonderful. I mean, that's once again, it's just one of those things that if you go into a room, it draws your eyes right to it. It's a beautiful piece and everything. So, it's a hard question, man. I mean, I love Transformers. I don't care. I mean, I don't care who makes it. I just want to get this stuff. So,
Interesting. Well, that's my discussion question.
No, and I think it's a good one. I think because I don't know. I mean, it's like for better or worse, it's some of the most interesting stuff being released in the third party market, and it's all official. Like, isn't that like where do you see third party in 5 years? Official, non-transforming, and the most interesting shit on the market.
Do you think we'll get more of that stuff? I mean, do you see other companies or new companies, or do you just see like the same companies coming out with more non-transforming stuff like the Bumblebee and the Flames toy stuff? Do you see that coming up?
I don't think you'll see third-party companies, like unlicensed third-party companies, doing this because the transforming element is too ingrained in that culture. Like, this is embarking on this is looking for new fans. It's not looking for the same type of fans, and it's okay.
Good point. Yeah.
It's the company is fine with cutting its losses on the old type of fan. It's looking for something new. It's looking for the 1/6 collector is what it's looking for. And I think, like, I don't have a wealth of knowledge regarding 1/6, but I would put it on the Hot Toys level, both of these, and I would put both of these, and when I say both of these, I mean the Flames toys and the 3A. I would put them both above what Sideshow does in 1/6, generally speaking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Solid, Mac. Let's see if we can double check if we got any emails in the last 10 minutes.
No, we haven't got any in the last 10 days, so.
MP Collector,
fingers
come on,
crossed.
man. I could reach out to everybody and say, hey, we need some new questions, but
That's all right. Let me see if there's anything else that's. I don't know. I think there is a interesting conversation to have about what characters do we think we're not going to get. I think there's an interesting conversation to have regarding, like, where do you see this shit going? Because at this point, dude, I can almost see them. Like, it's almost like I see the game now. It's like they're going to run through the Legends and do the top 10 most fucking famous, recognizable Legends characters. Then they'll do the next 10. And then depending on sales, they'll do the next 10. And then that'll be it. And then they'll fucking move on. We'll get fucking chug third party before we get a fucking trigger happy.
Wow. I mean, that's a good question. Also, do you see that the third party? Do you see them going back to chug? I mean, MMC does chug a little bit. I think most of their stuff is kind of the chug level. And do you see them going back to the chug format?
I can see that happening before I see getting a masterpiece scaled trigger happy. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like this TF Con coming up, like, I hope they have something, because, like, it's dry out here.
It is becoming a wasteland.
It's dry out here.
You know what? Do you think that they start maybe doing? I know some companies try to do other characters, like new characters. Do you see them trying to take a chance on doing new characters?
I don't think so.
They did the Huffer. They did that Huffer one. Who was it? Was it
Vacuum?
Vacuum did the Huffer. I don't know. I don't think I did that well at all.
Yeah, I don't think it did well either. And like, I just put out that sit down Saturday recently about like trying to spark some new life into the shit because I just don't know what else they're gonna do. And like the overwhelming comment section, if you look through the comments, like no, that's not what the people want. So cool, I understand, but just know it's gonna die. Because what they should have done, I guess in hindsight, is they should have intermingled the obscure with the gaping hole, so to speak. And they didn't. They went for big hole after big hole after big hole. And as a result, now we're left with just the obscure that's left to do, and nobody wants to take that risk.
Yeah.
And I can't blame them.
Yeah. I can't say I blame them either. I do think there are obscure characters out there that are still going to sell. I don't think it's completely dead, but there's definitely a bunch of characters that aren't going to sell.
No, man, I want a fucking DevCon.
Who doesn't?
You might as well get a box of clay, Mac.
Oh, like a ghost? Someone get behind you and mold you a nothing? No, Patrick Swayze.
Get your oven bake on.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good discussion. I like that.
Yeah. So I mean, no need in beating a dead horse.
Mm-hmm. Let's if we don't have any questions, and I think you know what to do, Matt.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, I quit this week. Dun, 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 dun.
And my personal favorite, the well-established gentleman's show, Stasis Lock. At Real Robot and Fear Corpse. I am Ratchet. Third-party TF Crashers and Open Your Toys podcast. This podcast is intended for mature audiences only and sole purposes of entertainment. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it now. Shut the fuck